Hello friends of Tony's Little Garden. Welcome to another video where today we will talk about another shrub, all the needs and care it requires, a shrub we can place at the edge of the garden, in our yard, or even in the edible forest. This tree, which is from the Mediterranean basin, is the strawberry tree. The strawberry tree is a shrub that measures between 4 and 10 meters in height. It is evergreen and has delicious edible fruits. The good thing is that it's a shrub that I like and all-terrain. Even though it's all-terrain, resistant and rustic, in this video I'll give you all the necessities for its optimal development. If you can't provide all these needs, well, you can try again. You can plant it without problem, because as I said, it is a tree or shrub that adapts very well. The first thing we need to know about the madroño is the climate it prefers. Remember, I told you that it is rustic, so it can adapt very well to many climates. But the ideal is a Mediterranean climate with mild temperatures in winter, although it can withstand frosts of up to -15 degrees. It also withstands the high temperatures of summer, but if they exceed 35 degrees for a prolonged period, our shrub can suffer. Regarding sun exposure, it is important to know that the strawberry tree, it is better to place it in direct full sun so that its fruits, they mature much better. It tolerates a little partial shade, but ideally it should be in full sun. That's right. You have to protect it from strong winds. Once we have chosen the best spot to plant it, we will make a good hole, at least twice the diameter of the pot it comes in. At least twice the diameter of the pot it comes in, and much deeper. We do this, we always do it with trees and shrubs to provide the strawberry tree with very good soil in the first year so that it develops much earlier, but above all so that it develops stronger and healthier. Look, do you see? I know I repeat myself in many videos, but this part is fundamental because this is where I place the pot. You notice that it is much deeper. Well, let's put it like this, okay? And besides, the roots don't reach the bottom, but all this part will have very good soil. It won't be as hard as the top part. Original. And so, the first 2 years, it will have very good soil to develop. With this technique, well, this technique that isn't mine, it's been used for millions of years. It's used a lot. We can plant the strawberry tree in 2 seasons, in spring and in autumn. It's important to have it planted well before extreme temperatures arrive, especially winter temperatures. And the frost, so if we don't have problems in winter with frost and low temperatures, we can plant it in autumn. Well, however, the ideal time in other climates is now, at the beginning of spring. Now it's time to improve the soil that we removed before adding it so that, as I mentioned earlier, the shrub grows healthier and stronger. It's important to know that the strawberry tree prefers acidic soils. I'll leave you a link to a video here for measuring the pH of our soil, but it can also get accustomed and adapt to limestone soils. However, it is very important to know that it prefers loose soils that drain very well. And although it adapts very well to soils with hardly any nutrients, it is better to provide an extra boost of nutrients, especially in the first years. Therefore, mixing the soil we have removed with a good amount of well-cured manure, compost or vermicompost will ensure our tree has everything it needs to grow. Once the hole is ready, the soil, which is now a pleasure to see. I like to always add well-cured manure at the bottom, okay? So that the roots of our bush go down seeking nutrients. Then we cover it just in case. To prevent the roots from burning, we add soil. This is a big clay, but well, we will improve it over time. There, perfect. Oh, and now we can take our tree out of the pot. Our tree, shrub. Some people consider it a tree, but it's really a shrub. I'm going to remove this mulch because later we will put one on ourselves. And as you can see, it was not as deep as it seemed in the pot. If you notice, it would be left well below. It is true that But I'm going to leave 2 fingers worth of soil uncovered because even though in this climate the utilization of rainwater isn't that necessary, in other climates it is important. So for your climates, if it doesn't rain much, this is useful to capture the little rainwater that might be available, okay? Although it doesn't need much watering, we'll talk about watering later, it's useful for it to be a little below. So I'm going to add a bit of height so it doesn't end up too low for me. It is important to calculate well. We take advantage of the mulch, we spread it, very good. Like this, perfect. Now, nothing, we can simply put the soil back. We place it in the middle. The pieces of grass as well, which will be used in the soil, like this. Very good. Let's press a little, not too much. It is important that the water drains well. Ah, yes. We put it nice and straight. I like it to be straight. And as we always do after having planted or sown something, before telling you about watering, we are going to water mainly to settle the soil and ensure the plant suffers as little as possible from the transplant. Even if it is raining, we are going to water. As this is for the video for you to see, regarding watering, we have already mentioned that the strawberry tree is a Mediterranean climate shrub. That tells us that this shrub adapts very well to a lack of water or drought periods. In fact, in milder and rainier climates, this shrub would not be watered. However, it is necessary to maintain certain levels of moisture in the soil consistently. And as I showed you at the beginning of the video, a strawberry tree that has been planted for 3 years in Asturias has never been watered. The strawberry tree is a shrub or tree that grows slowly. But if water and nutrient availability is abundant, it can exceed 5 meters in height. You already saw that it grows slowly because I showed you another strawberry tree we have in a different area of the property. And it has been planted for 3 years and must be, well, this high. Let's mulch the arbutus. Although in this case, it is not so necessary to maintain moisture, we have said that having some moisture available in the soil will make its development better. Even so, we do mulch around the arbutus to avoid having to clean competing weeds, which at least here in Asturias are many and grow quite a lot. Moreover, it will also help us in Asturias, for example, to keep the soil warmer in winter. And in other climates, it will be cooler in summer. Additionally, the mulch will provide organic matter that will be great for the strawberry tree's growth. I'm leaving you a video here about 7 benefits of using mulch in the orchard and on plants. This shrub or tree, I assure you, will be a delight for any corner of the orchard or garden. With its color changes from reddish and above all to enjoy watching the ripening and color changes of the fruit. Even so, for that we will have to wait at least 2 years to pick some fruit, and from the 3rd year we can consume it. Some more fruits will start to appear. As I mentioned, it grows slowly. Also, for the strawberry tree, to obtain its fruits, we must be patient with the harvest because they can take up to a year to mature. It is a fruit that changes from green to yellow, then to orange, and when they are ripe, to red. But I could almost tell you that this entire transition is what makes this shrub unique and beautiful. The change and transition of the fruits and the convergence of fruits and new flowers in the next stage. Just like pruning, it wouldn't be strictly necessary and would simply consist of removing crossed or damaged branches, which cause cut, dead, or diseased. Well, yeah, we could even shape the tree a little to encourage its growth. This is important. We will do it in winter. Also, the good thing about all this is that this shrub does not need much more care. We can put a support or a guide if we want. We want it to grow in a specific way, but as I tell you, it wouldn't be necessary for the development of the tree or shrub. So there you have it, garden enthusiasts, and another shrub. interesting to place at the edge of our gardens or around the yard. I really find it very interesting. It's very rustic and we can take advantage of its fruits. So I hope you liked the video, but above all that it was helpful, and see you next Thursday on La Huertona's channel.